Welcome to today's class on Web3 Career Advancement, one of our 8 weeks. We're going to have, every week, we have 3 days of classes. We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like that every week. So from normally today is supposed to be about the Web3 basics. Then tomorrow, Tuesdays is supposed to be for the job, career readiness. And then Wednesday is supposed to be um, me, you, one-on-one, practicing what you've learned on, on Tuesday. So, but today, I'm using today as an introduction to everything. And then subsequently, on next week, we do the three basics as planned. So, now the lesson goal is to help you see the bigger picture in the Web3 space. So I'm going to break down what Web3 is, why we are focusing on Web3, and why you should transition into Web3. So let me ask you a question now. So we have 3 of you here. We have Promise, we have Prisla, and we have Godwin. So I want you to tell me, what are you looking forward to getting out of this class? Just unmute yourself and tell me. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? So if you can't unmute yourself, you can type. If you can't unmute yourself, you can type. Let me know what's your goal. So it's important to know what you want to get out of it. Of course, the obvious thing is I want to get a job, but I want to hear from you. What's your goal? What you want to get out of this class?
Okay, good evening, Mal. Good evening, everybody. I don't. Please confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, I can.
Um, okay, so for me, basically, is to be able to the skills I have to be able to smoothly. The word is smoothly transition it from Web 2 into Web 3, because I'm looking for more of a remote job to be able to give myself space to do other things.
Okay.
So
Great.
I'm
All right.
looking at
Great.
being
Anyone
able to do
want to
that.
go? Sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm actually done.
All right. Sorry. Sorry for watching that, but sorry. It seems like our words are tripping over each other. Sorry. Either person wants to go. All right. Why others type in the chat? So now it's important to know this because that is what you're going to keep before you as we go through this next 8 weeks. So now, why were 3 jobs and why are they like the best opportunity of this decade? Now let's look at Web3 in quotes. What is Web3? If there's Web3, it means that there's a Web1, there's a Web2, and then there's now Web3. So now we're looking at Web 1. Web 1 is the first kind of internet we experienced. That was like in 1994, right? That was the first type of internet we experienced. If you're in Nigeria, so you would have remembered the era of even cyber cafes. I remember having to, the only way you can access internet is go to cyber cafe. There were not even smartphones, right? In fact, phones came into Nigeria towards 2000s. That was when phone came into, and it was mostly landline. So that was, and then the Web 1 was basically the internet. Then was just read only. You can only read the internet. It was just basically text. There were no like all these colorful things that we have these days. You're not able to share. You're not able to type. You're not able to do anything. Just basically reading. That was the Web 1. Remember, tech has been evolving. One way you should look at this thing is the evolution of tech. In fact, if you look at let's say we use iPhone for example. If you see iPhone, the first iPhone and the current iPhone, the iPhone 16, right? You will see the as if 16 or 17 that people out. You will see the massive difference, the evolution of the phone. So just use that to able to imagine the internet evolving over time. The internet evolving over time. So internet was Web 1, where you can only read content. Then Web 2, where you can only read and write. You cannot read, you cannot write. That means we now entered the era of content creation. That was in the 2000s. That was when I started having the likes of Instagram, Facebook came out. Facebook came out and beat MySpace of then. MySpace of then. You know how this is about when you don't evolve, you die. If you don't learn how to evolve, you actually die because your relevance is actually dependent on how often you evolve yourself to fit into the times, right? How often you're able to evolve your skill to fit into the times. For example, I constantly want to learn. Now that I say that there's AI, I want to see where does that fit into my career? Where does that fit into my skills? That is you evolving. Because if not, if you're stuck in where you are, you're going to eventually maybe lose your job, or and it's not because people are wicked, it's just because the times has moved. So the text has evolved to web 2, which is read and write. People can now read and create content. People like we're not able to create content. And we started having the likes of Instagram where people can create video content, written content. And the beautiful thing about evolution of tech. Mm, oh, awesome. Thank you, Promise. The beautiful thing about the evolution of tech is that it creates job opportunities that were not existing before. I like the times that we're in because it brings about possibilities. Like you just do that, there are endless possibilities. What you see now is not all that is. It means that more things can be created from come out of thin air. Because I mean, Web 2 was not existing anywhere. We had someone somewhere evolved the internet, and we now say, okay, we can now create content. We can now use our phone, record a video, write content, publish it. People can now like it, share it, and all of that. And then it made it even easier. People started, were not able to communicate with their families abroad. People can now chat with other people without having to live where they are. Imagine sending a letter in Web 1. Imagine sending a letter to someone. Um, Probably before we're born, sending a letter to someone and receiving a response 3 months later, and then before you now reply, take another 3 months. That's already 6 months gone. Just to communicate a few things. But with the coming of Web 2, we cannot do it instantly. You cannot say hi. Somebody will now respond to you, hello, in chat, and you can now create content. And it brought about skills because before Web 1, industry work was the highlight of career opportunities. I mean, if your father is working in the industry, is a factory worker, you are still like the big people in town, the big wigs. But with the advent of Web 2, where we now have social media platforms, it created more career opportunities that were not existing before. And that is, we started seeing the likes of social media manager, digital marketer, all this product marketing, product management. We started seeing all these kind of skills. We started seeing that there's a need for data analytics because you no longer have to rely on board. All these advertisement boards. What do you call them again? Now, we started seeing that traditional marketing is no longer sufficient because you cannot leverage digital marketing to even increase visibility for your business. So that is like business developers, skills, job opportunities came out for people who were able to evolve their skills to be able to suit the evolution of tech, the evolution of internet. Do you follow? If you follow, just please use your emoji or some sort. Okay, great. So now the internet evolved into Web3. That was in the early 2020s, after 2020, after the lockdown. So before that time, we had the underlying technology of the Web3, which is the blockchain technology, which came into limelight with the launch of Bitcoin in 2009. But then Web3 as a version of internet became a thing after the lockdown. And then people began to see, because people were already in Web3 doing stuff with the blockchain, but people began to see that there are massive career opportunities here. From like people flooded, the amount of people that flooded into Web3 between 2020 and 2021, there were so many. That was even like when there was a period we even transitioned our courses into Web3 careers because I got my first job after I left school as a social media manager for a Web3 community. And I was like, wow, so this is possible. So I don't have to trade. Because most of the people hear crypto or they hear Web3, what comes to their mind is trading, crypto trading. And that's not all that is. In fact, I don't advise anybody that is new to this industry to start trading crypto because what happens when you lose your money? The market is not your father that owns the market now, right? What happened a few days ago? There was a black swan event. USA and China was doing their thing. They were fighting, but the ground was suffering, and the market people lost millions of dollars. People that were trading futures lost millions of dollars to the market. But yeah, people that have jobs, they were unperturbed. They just do their job, manage their social media, managing their products, building products, and what you consign them they are doing their own stuff. At the end of the month, they get paid. So I tell people that don't always categorize everything about Web3 or blockchain under crypto. It's part of it's tech in itself, just like fintech, just like every other tech out there. But there's a whole lot of advantages of being in Web3. So many. Let me give you one example. One example is the fact that it is borderless. Borderless I mean is there is no demarcation between me and someone in the US. If I use myself as an example, I have worked for Indians and I did it comfortably from my house. And up until I got married, I was working for Indians. I was working for an Indian news company. And I worked for a UK company from my house when I was married. Excuse me, from my house. So it's borderless. You don't have to worry about, oh, how do I get paid? How do I earn in dollars? Well, you don't even need the dollar account per se because it's borderless. Technology makes it very easy for you to be able to earn in dollars, but in a decentralized manner. So I'm going to explain all these technologies like during our Web3 basic class. That will be next week Monday. I will break down some of these technologies so you're familiar with them. So this is the future of tech. Now there are other tech, of course. I'm not writing Web 2. Web 2 will always be here. But Web 2 is in its own way. It's also evolving in its own way. But they now have Web 3, which makes Web 2 even more powerful. And they will now have AI. So even in AI, we have a Web 3 version of AI, and then we have Web 2 version of AI. So the difference is the fact that one is centralized and the other one is decentralized. Centralized owned is Web 2. That means there's somebody somewhere that have a central authority to control what's going on or what's happening. But in Web 3, it's determined by the community. There's no central person anywhere determining what's going on. It's a collective agreement. Of course, there might be a play of power, maybe because somebody has more money than the rest. But then it's not like the case of Facebook. So Facebook is a Web2 company. And Facebook had said that, oh, you violated our rule. And they will shut you out and cut you off and ban your account. But in Web3, it's not like that. There is no, that kind of censorship does not exist in Web3. So because from time immemorial, from the time the world was created, life has always evolved. Tech has always evolved. If you notice, if you remember from your history books, that the first form of tech was what? Fire, right? The whole creating fire out of stones. And it had to evolve, all those kinds. Even money has to evolve over time. And it created different kind of job opportunities. So why should you even bother about a career in Web3? It's because the world has evolved to Web3 technology. So you have to learn how to advance your career into Web3. This is a Web3 Career Advancement Program to help you transition and to help you access opportunities that are available, and then you earn. Now, another thing you need to know also is that the earning potential is very high. I mean, if you're working on a physical job in Nigeria, for example, what you're paid. So you see, I'm not saying that those jobs are not okay, right? After all, everyone has to start somewhere. But I'm saying if you're looking to scale your income or to scale your career, Web3 industry is what you should definitely consider transfer your skills into. If you already have existing skills, great. It gives you a foundation. You can transition what you already have into the Web3 space. And we're going to look at how you can do that throughout these 8 weeks. Sorry, I've not been very strong. So yeah. Okay. Next thing, right? Why should you consider a career in Web3? I was already talking about the money potential. I mean, money is like primary goal. But at Valucop, we always look at our slogan, value first. If you're good, which is why you need a skill. So when you come into my DM telling me that you need a job, my first question to you is always, what can you offer? What do you bring to the table? If you already have existing skills, or if you are ready to learn a skill, because nobody will pay you money to just do any job. Like I've gotten DM, someone said, "Oh, I want any job." That job doesn't exist. You have to learn. If you say, okay, you're willing to learn a job, learn on the job. That one is a different ball game. But saying I want any job it doesn't cut it at all. Not at this time, not at this age. It might have worked before, but it no longer works. So the financial money potential, right? 150,000 naira per month, like what some people earn in Nigeria, right? That's less than $100, and nobody earns $100 a salary in Web3 space, right? Highest you can earn maybe like $50 a week, and $50 a week multiplied into 4 weeks is that's already $200. That's way above. So if you're looking to transition or earn more, this is where one of the reasons why you should take building your career in Web3 very seriously. Now, the industry is still very young. So many things have been worked out. So many things are taking shape. I don't regret being in this space because one of the major breakthroughs I've had in my career and generally came from this industry, which is why I committed myself to helping people navigate it and transform their career into it. Right. Um, like if you come to, there are people that they will tell you their experiences with earning in Web3, earning generally, like increasing their income, increasing their earning potential was encountering me and encountering the Valucop Global as a brand. So I've introduced to you like why you should consider this and the difference between Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3. Will there be a Web 4 or a Web 5? Maybe. People are considering the fact that there can be a Web 5 and it's to skip like Web 4. That Web 5 is going to be an intersection of Web 2 and Web 3. Where do Web 3 powers becomes the technology that powers the Web 2? But then we're still getting there. So now, why should you even consider? Another reason why you should consider uh, your career in Web 3 is startups. Every single day there are new companies coming out. Now people say, "Oh, there are not jobs in this space." I don't believe them because if you go to um, a few websites now, let me give an example now. If you're very familiar with crypto, people only see crypto from the angle of what they can buy or sell or trade. But that's like the lowest form of making money from crypto. Now, every crypto in the Web3 space represent a company. Now, let me use an example that's very familiar to you. Let me use UBA Bank, for example. UBA, Fidelity, FCMB, First Bank, Sterling Bank. Now, Stanbic IBTC. These are all banks, but they also have shares. These banks exist, giving you services. Okay, maybe use Chowdeck also as an example. Chowdeck is a food delivery app, and then we have the banks. But all these companies have shares that are listed on the Nigeria Stock Exchange. Now, this gives you an opportunity as an individual to have a share in the company. To be able to, if the company is doing well, your share in the company is appreciated. Like there's a couple of Nigerian shares that I want to get. I saw them yesterday and I was like, oh, this is good. It's something that we can get into because the profit potential, you can always diversify your earning. So now, using as an example, so the crypto space now, those coins people trade, represent the shares of the company. Just like in the Web2 now, where we have banks, child deck that have shares people buy into. So when people don't think about it this way, now the company themselves, for them to run and be able, excuse me, be able to make their coins in quotes profitable. Now, not all coins or cryptocurrency in the Web3 space. Sorry, not all projects in the Web3 space, or let's say company in the Web3 space, have a token or have a coin, right? Some do, some don't. Those that have a coin, right? They have a team. Those that have a coin, those that don't have a coin, they have a team. People that work on the social media handles, social media managers, they have marketing managers, they have project managers, they have product managers, they have growth managers, they have business developers, they have web developers, front and back end, all of these things. These are all different kind of careers that exist in the Web3 space. So this shows you that. So next time you see someone talk about coin, you let them know that it's not coin is the lowest form to earn, because I mean you never even finish. You have a lot of money things to spend on, and the little that you have, you don't want to go and blow it away in a coin that you don't know whether to do well. That's why I always tell people that it's better for you to earn your crypto than trade it. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't trade your crypto, but trade when you've already earned salary enough that if you lose the money in the trade, it won't pay you. That's my advice, my legit advice to any young person that wants, because trading gives you the hope that it's like betting. Trading is like betting. It's like telling you it's by doing, it's by doing. It's a probability thing. It's not 100% betting, like just like the shares, right? It's all dependent on the product. If the product is doing well, fundamentally, that is fundamentally or technically, the coin might end up doing well. So uh that's that. So now all these startups. So please confirm you can still hear me. Great. So now we're focusing on for this period, the skill we're focusing on are marketing skills. But it also includes product management, currency management, um, data, customer relations, and everything. It has to do with either you're handling the data, you're handling the product, or you're handling the visibility of the product. So that is the career line that we're going to be focusing on for now. So, and that's like everybody here. We have Promise in the customer area. We have Priscilla in the product area. Godwin, we're going to figure out. I'll be your DM so we figure out which one you are focusing on. Bright is focusing on writing. Uh, so now, marketing is just an umbrella for growth, community content, product, partnership, social strategy, business development, all of those things. You just have so many subcategories. Uh, so now, like Priscilla said, and Proby said, you're looking to get a job like a work remotely, a global job, right? That you can work from remotely. Now the rule of the game have changed, which is why the theme of this training is potential plus proof plus possibilities equals to earning opportunities. This is the formula for this program. Proof, that's potential. This is potential you have. You already have potentials, but then we're going to help you to get proof, and then you're going to position, and then it's going to give you earning opportunities. So potential plus proof plus what did I say? Possibilities, right? Positioning equals to earning opportunities. So this period, we are going to work on your potential. We're going to work on your proof. We're going to help you get proof, and then we're also going to help you position, and then your earning opportunities. So this is a journey between the both of us to achieve this, and I want you to work with me on this journey. At least before we started this program, people like Priscilla, Bright, have been very consistent with doing assignments and following instruction. But I urge everyone here to follow instructions. Results you get, that's how the instruction you follow and the things you do. Not in just the fact that you paid for this class is just the first step, but it's not the main thing. The main thing is the actions you take from all the practicals we're going to do, everything that we're going to do together for the next 8 weeks. So you're going to as in Nigeria, as an African, right? We've had our challenges in the global market. We've had challenges where people don't want to hire us. I mean, but then regardless, someone like me, like I said, I've worked with a UK team, a team in the UK. I've worked with an Indian team. I've even worked with an Asian team, right? I've worked with an Asian team, and this had exposed me to different work teams. And I've worked in a Nigerian based team, but the company is not registered in Nigeria. It's registered outside the country, but the founders are Nigerian. So the benefit of working in Web3 is that whole part that you can work remotely. And that's the beautiful part of it. You can work remotely. Like me now, I've never wanted to work from the office. Trust me. I've always, 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 always wanted to work from home. And I've always pursued it. So when I got into the Web3 careers, I was like, oh wow, this suits me. Because I've always been someone that wants to be there at home with my kids. Do you get? I'm not saying if you are working and do other, it's your choice, but this is my choice. And I found an industry that suits a choice. So we're going to look at your proof of work. Your proof of work. What's your proof of work? Your proof of work is what shows that you can do what you said you can do. Now, people used to say, how do I get a job? This job is asking for this number of years of experience, yada, 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 and all of those things. And I'm saying the only way to beat years of experience is proof of work. For example, and for example, probably search is into customer relations, right? We're going to explore how you can do that, build proof of work there, without actually getting your first job. Because we're in a time whereby you need to show you know how to do what you said you can do. For someone like Priscilla now, that is product. Is it product or project management?
My project.
Project. Okay, sorry, project management. For someone like Priscilla now with project management now, she needs to show that. So all of this, we're going to help you build proof of work. We're going to have career clinics this period. That's what Wednesday is for. Wednesday is for things like career clinics and the practical aspect, helping you build proof of work. We're going to do it together live. This one, I'm not even going to leave you to go to your DM and not do it, but I'll be doing it with you too, so that I will know where people are getting stuck. I would rather have 1 hour with you than give you an assignment. I'm going to give you assignments, but part of it is going to be done with you live on a call like this. So so we're early, right? This is like early movers advantage. When you're new to something, you're early. Learn about this thing now, you're early. There are different niches for you to the different niches, right? Let me show us different niches in this industry. These just have some very interesting names. I've seen Priscilla trying to figure out what sort of technologies we use in this industry mean. It's a very interesting space. Now, if you encounter hard words in this industry, do not run away from it. Don't say, which one is what again? Trust me, every industry have their lingo, they have their technologies, and it's not unusual for you to encounter one in Web3. It's not unusual at all. So the thing to do now is to find out what it means, what is relevant, and how it is applied. That's what you should worry yourself about. Like when I came to this space, trust me, I had my confusing moments. I had my time of where like I didn't understand some of the things that they were talking about. But the more I consistently applied myself to those things, and of course I prayed. I like to pray about everything. So I prayed. I'm like, God, I need to understand these things. And it became easier for me So if you need a roadblock of trying to understand, so prayer works. Just pray. Just a very simple prayer of, you have understanding, and then you definitely, it begins to make much more sense. But of course, I'll try to keep it as simple as possible and then answer your questions as simple as possible. So I'm going to show us a website. I'm going to show us a website. So this website now, I want to show us the different categories in this Web3. They are called narratives. Just like outside Web3, Web2, we have things like fintech, the likes of OP, money points, all of that fall under fintech. So I'm going to share my screen now. Whew. So this is, let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, Priscilla can see my screen. So these are like the narratives that are trending in the industry right now. Now, people also invest in people that trade. They also trade based on, oh, which narrative is like at the top of the mind right now. So we have things like layer one, DeFi, memes, AI, RWA, NFT, Depend, Gamify, Infofy, ZK, layer two, chain abstraction, omni-chain, modularity, account abstraction, social fi, metaverse, Telegram bots. These are different categories. And what do they even mean? Each of them have the category, and they have products that are under that category. For example, now let me use which one would I use that for example? Let me use RWA for example, or even AI. AI is that why RWA is up. Let me use which one is loaded. Okay, sure. This is it. AI. Oh, so okay, it just highlighted it. Okay, now let me explain AI. The different products. This website we are on now is called Mindo AI, as an AI platform that helps you to track. It helps you to track which topics people are talking about the most in the industry, in the Web3 industry. And as a person, as a skilled person who's looking to get a job in this space, it will do you a lot of good to pick one or two narratives and focus there. For example, if you're very good at gamify, what is gamify? Gamify is games, being able to make money from playing games. That's gamify category. So the Web3 is basically easy for people to actually make money from games. There are games that that in the regular world, there are games you play, and you never make money from them. And then another advantage is that you can lose your characters in that game. Let's say, for example, now you bought a fighter, a fighter jet. You can't transfer that fighter jet from one place to another because it's only tied to your account. Tied to your account in Web2. But in Web3, you can do that in the form of NFT. So that's like, like I said, do the Web3 basic classes. We're going to like learn more about all these categories, these names and what they mean. So InfoFi is monetizing information, monetizing attention. Just like how we are on Instagram, you see people that follow uh platforms based on attention. They are built to grab their attention. So in this Web3 space, the category of info makes it easier to monetize attention. So these are like different categories. So you can go through, this is going to be like your first assignment, one of your assignments. I'm going to give this slide. Go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to explain to you each of these categories. Just pick one category, like your seven, in the most simplest terms. Then I want you to pick your niche. Which niche you want to focus on, which narrative you want to focus your area on. Because sometimes job opportunities you focus on I'm calling personally, I have time for questions shortly, very soon. So there are jobs that are very specific. They say they're looking for someone that is a content writer, but besides must be good with DeFi. We'll say, okay, I'm looking for a project manager, but you must be very good with managing um gamified products. It's okay. I'm looking for. So sometimes these jobs can be that specific, very, very, very specific to a narrative because of the execution. The way the way the products are built are different, and their audiences are also different as well. So, um, so we have So these days in the industry now, the you are expected to know how to tell a story, storytelling, content marketing, engage with the community, analytics, channel people in, growth loops. How do you build growth loops like referrals, reward system, airdrops? How do you build partnerships, collaboration, influencers? How do you understand? You must be crypto native as well, like all these platforms like X, Telegram, Discord, Farcaster. Do you know how they work? Do you know how to use them in your area, in your specific area? For example, now someone like Promise now, as a customer person, right? You know how to have to know how to manage these customers or users. That you're coming from your customer aspect is not coming from exchanges, right? Because you're not doing community management, you're doing customer relations, right? And that was has to do specifically with exchanges. So let's look at all of those things. So now, marketing in Web3 is different from marketing in Web2 because the audiences are different, the products are different, right? So you have to now in Web2, the way you do your ad might be so obvious in Web2 and it works for you. For in Web3, if your ad is so obvious, people might not engage. So your ad has to have such a storytelling feel that the people we know it's ad will enjoy it. It's fun, it's engaging, it's very relatable. So uh just for us to be able to take questions, you can identify you be able to identify your skills and how it fits into the ecosystem. You're going to also be equipped with practical tools to help you build proof of work. Things like campaigns, content, community challenges, products. I'm going to assign products to you where you have to like try it out, execute strategies based on specific to your skill. So, um, also, I already mentioned about to career clinics and life projects, and then we'll be able to transform you to someone who can deliver value. Like I said, the value cup, the value, the value in our name is value, represents value. So, so that's you're going to just you're going to be able to position for opportunities. So now, make sure you show up for these classes. Make sure you document what you learned. I said to maybe probably have a note or something. Make sure you do assignments and always ask yourself, how do I prove this that I just learned? Proof of work is very important. How do I prove it? Which is why my assignment is going to be something that you have to do on X at least to help you build proof of work, at least to start building visibility for yourself. Um, so we'll continue tomorrow by 8. I will take your questions, right? So here's the assignment. Apart from this other assignment I gave you about narratives, this one that you're going to do them separately. Second assignment is what that you said at the beginning, why you are joining the Web3 space. I want you to write it as a post for X, that's Twitter and LinkedIn. Decide your write-up should be for a place of value addition. I want to help projects achieve this. Like find out exactly what does, for example, now pressure promise is customer relations, right? You have to write based on that assignment I gave you, promise. You that write, I want to help project achieve this. So you're writing from the angle of your skill. Sorry. And then what skills are you bringing in from where you're coming from? What are those things that you are good at from where you're coming from that you are looking at adopting into Web3? So you're writing a post on X. It can be a thread, it can be a short post. Just write, I want to help projects uh, build better customer relationship. I want to help projects, like you know what your project management helps project achieve. You write it there, and then you write these are the things that I'm bringing it from my past experience. And this is what I'm bringing it to Web3. So you post it and tag at Valucop, let us be, and at Valucop official, me and the community account. That is at Valucop and at Valucop official. That's VLUCOP. So I'll be expecting your tags. on my LinkedIn and on my X, and then drop the links to my DM as well. So it's okay to start from zero. It's okay to start from where you are. Like I said, I used to be in your shoes. This is how many years now accounting. Since 2019 till date. That's how many years now. We are doing 6 years officially in Web3 career, and then 7 years in the industry generally, and then more than that in the marketing field as an industry generally. So it's okay to start from where you are from zero. So now you are a builder. Start yourself as a builder. You're a builder. You're helping projects to build what they are building. So now at this point, I'll take your questions. I'll take your questions. Krista.
Okay, hello, ma.
All right. Okay, promise. Okay, go
It's
ahead.
more like a question. I didn't get your last part. Based on not even seeing the screen, I'm trying to, visualize what you're saying.
Okay, so
And
it's recorded, right? So
okay,
you should be able to. I'll make recording available. So you should be able to go to space places that you probably couldn't see the screen. So how do I
where
do
can
this?
I?
I'll make it available. So recorded sessions are made available on the website, also on our YouTube channel. So someone ask me, okay, why YouTube? It's there to is for easy access. So the difference is that people that are not in the paid classes don't have access to it, but they can get the resource it as a resource for them. So I'll make the link available as soon as I upload, and you can watch it and see all those places you missed.
Okay, what I want to actually, before my network started shooting, I had when we were given a task to do on X. So I didn't get it.
Okay, so the task is you go to X, you go to LinkedIn, and you talk about why you are starting your career in Web3. Like for example, now I started my career as a customer this because I want to help these Web3 projects do this, do that. So that's something for you, that person. For example, that me now, as a product marketer, I want to help projects build narratives that help them to onboard and retain users. Priscilla, our project manager, she knows what is very specific to her skill and area. So do you get it? And then you mentioned skills that you are bringing in for where you are. You said you have some sort of experience, right? So you also mentioned that before you came into Web3, you were learning this, you were doing that, and you're looking to see how all these skills fit into the Web3 space as a post. So the post would say this: I am starting my career in Web3 as this to be able to help projects do this. And these are the skills, or these are the things I was learning in Web2 that I'm looking to transition or use in the Web3 space. So just this short post, you tag me, that is at VALUCOP, and at Valucop Official as well. That is VALUCOP Official. Tag me and tag the community on X. LinkedIn is Valucop Global. You tag me, Victoria Obaka Okoroji on LinkedIn, and then you tag Valucop Global on LinkedIn. Do you get that?
Okay.
Huh?
Okay, Mary.
Okay. So Priscilla, the question.
Um, okay. Um, please can you hear me?
Sure.
Uh, so my question is about the narratives.
Yeah.
You made mention of we having like we picking an aspect of the narrative that works very well for us,
Yeah.
like works very well for us, depending on what the skill you have. So we me I virtually don't know what each of the narratives are doing. For me to now know, okay, that
That's
this
why
is the narrative that works fine for me.
that's why I said you should use ChatGPT to ask. For example, let me share my screen to show you an example of what I did. Ooh. Uh, sorry, so that's really my head. So can you see my screen? All right, so we have what are directives we have. Let me share. So here we have different directives. For example, now you take them one after the other, but I'm going to start with uh gamify. Oh, sorry, gamify. So and I'll ask ChatGPT to explain gamify to me. Like in the most simplest, the most simplest form as a newbie in Web3. So I say now, do you get now? So you ask ChatGPT. So the point is, after you ask ChatGPT, you now pick the one that's like, oh, I can work with applications that are built in this narrative or in this category. Does that make sense? Prisla, okay. So yeah, so you do it like this. I look at it now. I say, okay. So you can go ahead and ask it. Okay, so I want to reach my I want to reach my Web3 career as a project manager in KB5. So you're able to see this, right? What does it mean for your career? Like what does it mean for you as a person, as like specific for your career now? Do you get now?
Well,
Do you get it?
yes, I do.
All right. So any other question?
So, like, sorry,
It's fine.
does this does this imply that we can like, can we just ask ChatGPT more like a general question that, okay, we want to come into Web3 and this is our scale, that which of the narratives would actually work best for us? Then
Now,
from there, pick up.
so the challenge with that is this is AI, ChatGPT, right? I'm about to try it. I'll show you what I mean. It's not very well informed about the narratives that are existing in the Web3 spaces. It's very limited. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, I'm going to open a completely new chat and say, so I want to build a career in Web3 as a project manager. Which niche or narrative will suit me best? Now, there's another problem with going this route is that ChatGPT don't know you unless you've built your ChatGPT, which your ChatGPT is so sufficient enough that it now knows your personality. That's very possible because ChatGPT has a memory. ChatGPT has memory that stores things. So maybe if you've built that kind of relationship with ChatGPT, then maybe it can be very effective in this light. So which just suits me best. Suits me best. So let's see what it says. So it's breaking it down to you. So So it's just list out. I said now. I said
Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
so.
I can see it.
It's not very detailed, right? Though these categories are not bad. These categories are not bad at all. These categories are not bad at all. Like me, I'm a fan of RWA because it has to do with how we can monetize our real world assets, like our roads, our mountains, and our hills, our jewelries. How these things can come on chain, and or even our real estate, how people can easily invest and buy a portion of real estate, just like you can buy shares. So, and this is one of my favorite niches. These categories are not bad. Like I said, you can do this. That is if you already built your personality. But I want you to be able to do it one after the other. So you choose for you. Like you choose the one that works best for you. But you can do this to save time as well. Maybe you're trying to save time. Any other question?
Ma, I'm noticing that you said niche and or narrative, and from the response he gave, is putting it as separate things. And what is niche? Because niche is now looking different from what I know in Web2 or in real life.
Like I said, this is Web3, where everything can be a completely that like it's divergent from what you already know. Okay. So what it did here, right? If you notice that website I showed you, it called it narrative. This is the industry, right? We also call it narrative. So what it did here was to break it down, explain to you what it means. That's what ChatGPT did. But if you look at that website I showed you, it called it a narrative. So niche narrative, what they call it, potato, like same. So I like the fact that it even told you why it's hot. So you can actually leverage this to say that DeFi is really is actually very hot. It's explosive, like yeah, Nigeria Southeast Asia, yes. Fits you economic theory, action, so tell about it, for the school of system structure, yep. Fastest grade, yeah, exactly. This is fastest grade narrative. So I think strategy is actually very updated, but then it's not very detailed. So it's using my information from my profile. I have strategic identity. So this is me now. So like I said, if your strategy is already trained on your data, like you use it very often, so it might help you to be able to do this. Can you see now?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yeah.
it's doing this thing based on my interaction with this particular account. Do you get?
Yeah. Yeah.
So any other question? Lucy, you just joined us, so maybe you get the
Yeah, I
record.
just came from work and I'm walking home.
Hello? Hello? All right. So if no more questions. If there are no more questions, right? We're going to call it a night, and I'll be expecting your assignments tomorrow. I'll be expecting assignments tomorrow. Are we good? Is that okay? It's something you can do ASAP. So does it? Huh? Are we okay with that?
Is it like the assignment you are submitting tomorrow? Is it
So I didn't get what you're asking. So this should serve as your content for tomorrow. I'm also going to do my own version of the assignment too as well. This should be your content for your social media tomorrow. both of them, you're doing both of them on social media, on X and LinkedIn. Two separate posts. You can do one in the morning and one in the evening. And then send me the link. Is that good?
Two separate posts. Sorry. Like I thought it was one we're doing. Sorry. That's the one that has to do with uh we talking about why we want to join Web3.
Yes, that's one post.
I'm not
And narrative is second post. Yeah, two separate posts. Do you get now?
sorry. What are we doing about the narrative? Sorry. I didn't
I,
get it.
I-
Well,
what we just did down now, you got to write it. We are done figuring it out. You go to X and LinkedIn and say you are looking into the chin or on this particular narrative because of this. This is your reason why.
oh, okay. I think it makes a lot of sense now. Thank you.
All right. So if there's no more questions, I'll make the recording available hopefully this night before I call it a day or at most tomorrow morning. Previous we'll be able to look at the places that she couldn't see the screen and Lucy can catch up on what she missed as well. All right. So thank you for joining our class today. Thank you for joining our class today, and I was it was a good one. So I would like to find out from you before we go. I want to find out. I would like to find out from you your feedback from the class. So I'm going to take from Lucy and Chrysla. What's the feedback from the class?
Okay, for me, it was eye-opening in the sense that like I get to go home with an assignment that would actually help me build my career, like doing something. I get to go back to do something that still helps me build because I know I've applied for a job before, and when I got to the point of they asking for my portfolio, I got stuck because that's how I just lost that job because I didn't really have a lot to show for. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I go home with something that
Okay. Great. Great. Promise. What about you? I know you couldn't see the screen, but then
The class was great and seems to
sorry,
find
I can't hear clearly. Sorry.
class was okay, it was good. It taught a lot, at least it seems to point exactly. And despite I couldn't see the screen, the network, I don't know, but at least I got a little. Then I believe watching the YouTube or the video, I will actually get what I need during the video session.
Okay. Okay. Any other person want to share feedback? Urola, I don't even know where you joined, Sha, but any
I'm
feedback?
walking on the road. Oh, I joined late, so I can hardly hear anything that's going on there.
It's fine. You can share after you've watched it. Godwin, okay. I don't know if Godwin is he can hear me. But Urola, what about you?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Like I know I wouldn't say much because I don't actually understand anything. I don't understand.
Okay. It's fine. It's totally fine. Like I said, I was once in your shoe where everything was sounding so alien, right? But the good thing is that if you stay, you can't you will stay till 8 weeks and it will begin to make sense. So it will make more sense by next week Monday when I'll start explaining each of those terminologies in their most simplest terms. But trust me, I've been in your shoes where nothing was making sense. But I was able to figure it out, and I'm able to help you figure it out. Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay then. Any person want to give feedback? All right. So on that note, I'm expecting assignments. I'll share the recording. And hopefully, by God's grace, I should be stronger tomorrow. Um, all right. So good night and enjoy the rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Same time, same link.
Good night.
Good night, Etwa.
Good night.
I was really hoping to hear from Gordon today.
I really wanted to hear from him as well because I wanted to be sure that everything's not going the way he wanted it to. He's laughing. Like he's not able to talk yet. But I hope it's going the way you wanted it to, like you said last week. Um, okay, so this is what this is why okay, so